So, with no delays involved, I formally introduce you to Project Mercury, or Project Hugh, as the test monkeys have come to call it. They need Higgs, jokes aside. The AC is not as good as generally, in my opinion, as 213, the bomb thrower lightweight biped, or Vor, the purple 3D technical RJ sniper-esque thing. It does, however, have some versatility, and what it lacks in long-range punch or consistency, it gains in making some moments absolutely crucial. So let's get into its basic rundown. The good of Project Mercury, obviously the Ashmead stands at the front of this, needs no introduction. The pile bunker has the potential to one-shot lights if caught, and can severely damage heavies, making 2 or 3 ACS breaks the win condition. The Werger is an energy shotgun with decent total impact, a rate of fire on its regular firing pattern, but its charge shot is amazing to top off the ACS bar and give combo opportunities to the Ashmead. It also isn't a bad choice for CQB ACs in general, I believe. The missile array is a riff on the old school IMI system from the PS2 era, giving it a wide horizontal spread and multiple trajectories on a reasonably quick cycle rate. This was chosen as a saturation fire option at range and an ability to harass to make people close in to the desired combat range if possible, or to just clean up any ACs that have lingering AP while running away. Burziel and Hokushi combo mean long assault boost burns and plenty of speed where needed. It's pretty decent for that. Should try it. The bad, on the other hand, they're pretty bad. Substandard defense for a light, it even takes more damage than it should by about 1 to 2% in certain defense ratings. The generator is the Hokushi, and that means 5% less, basically what amounts to substandard damage on the Werger. Might turn some off to the build. Agreed, it's a bad decision sometimes. Missiles are not guaranteed on smart opponents and are difficult to use well in close without vertical advantage or cage, though it can be used. Typically, this is because the missile's terminal timing will go back under the AC if you're high enough. It's kind of tricky and weird, and not exactly optimal in most cases, but there's times it can be advantageous. It's also heavier than I'd like, but the tools are roughly necessary, and that's kind of the problem. The game has a weird weight scale going on. I'll have that more in a later video, however. Moving on to the combat ethos. Missile at distance for harassment or cleanup if needed. Use Burziel to close as needed. Assault armor or regular ACS breaks to Ashmead full charge, which will get this AC a lot of work. If assault armor is encountered, bait to Werger and missiles to build second ACS and maintain damage. Your entire game plan is getting the second ACS break and ending the fight there if you can do it. Usually, even against heavies, quads and what have you, you'll have an opportunity to get that second ACS break provided you can get the first one quick enough. Now this means you've got to use everything in the inventory. You've got to use the booster to get close, you've got to use the Ashmead and the Werger combined with the missiles to make it happen one way or the other. As I have said before, melee weapons in this game are not particularly good in my opinion, nor are melee builds. Don't expect it to be a good AC, it's fun, not meta. This is an example of an AC build that has been also far more successful in PvE than I had previously expected, probably just due to PvE being easier in general than PvP. The AC impressed so much, I've taken to working on it in exclusion to most other AC designs of late. Initially started as another blader concept I'd used of the Burziel as a chase on a light frame given the patch 1.04, around 540 boost speed fully equipped, and it's amazing. Its quick boost while weak and short are efficient unless that leaked patch destroys this about it, in which case I'm just going to be over here crying because it doesn't deserve that. However, this isn't an evolution like 213, Vor, or Junkbird. It is me forcing an idea to work more than accepting what the game wants me to do. So on this hill of poorly optimized bunking, I guess I shall stand and wait patiently for patches to come and see what the game holds for me next. Project Mercury has become pretty much my favorite AC to pilot, And while it isn't as tricky as 213, reliable as Vor, or as outright damage spammy as Junkbird, unless it becomes impossible to operate due to these changes, it's one that isn't going anywhere anytime soon. While we're here and I'm talking about it, I'll also address the elephant in the room. Again, this is not a, air quotes, good AC in terms of PvP or meta. It wasn't really even a consideration I made when putting it together. It's more like an idea of what can I get away with. While it's certainly not bad, air quotes again, in general sense, don't expect to copy Mercury and go on a winning streak without a lot of luck, work, tactics, and good fortune. You can expect a good time though, it is more fun than anything else. Now I'm going to take this moment and interject some opinions on the way From should take things going forward. We already know the game has some weird balance stuff going on, but the weight scaling in the game is still really heavily messed up in my opinion. A lot of weapons should be lighter. A lot of weapons should be heavier. I think the weight scale of how boosters operate in the game needs to be tilted even more in favor of lighter ACs. This is not just because I'm a light pilot per se, but a lot of the things we've been seeing and people complaining about kind of lead me to that conclusion. And I have no problem making extremely featherweight ACs. I would just like the option to be slightly easier on my sanity. Give me a few better options, especially for ACS breaks and tools that can cause it, since close quarters lightweight builds live and die on that ACS break. And that's all you got. I feel like that's what From intended. And I feel like this AC does that to some degree. Either way, guys, it's been a blast playing this thing. I absolutely love it. And I like it more than every other AC I put together. I hope you guys enjoy it. The video is probably going to run real long because it's just a string of Mercury's fights. You'll see what I mean. And I hope you enjoy. Take it easy.